Let's talk about regret for a minute here. So this happens to me more times than I care to admit, and you think I would have learned by now. I have plans to go out fishing this morning. I got up at 4:30, went out in the garage and rigged up all the rods I wanted to use for the day, or my son and I were going to use for the day, and I didn't really feel like going, but I was kind of forcing myself to do it. I had to drive 45 minutes down the hill to go down to the lake, and I wake my kid up, and he didn't want to go, so I was like, okay, we're not going to go. And then I open Instagram, and a guy that I follow fished the same lake last night and caught a 10-pounder. And immediately I regretted not going. And this happens to me quite often, where I don't want to work out and I don't, and I regret not working out, or I don't want to go fishing, or I want to go fishing, but I don't really want to deal with, taking the boat out, et cetera, et cetera. So I don't go. And, as soon as the sun comes up, I'm like, man, I wish I was out on the water, and I regret not going. This happened to me when I was dirt bike riding with one of my buddies, and he was right, and I knew he was right. We got to the spot, we unloaded our bikes, and we realized the whole mountain that we were going to ride was covered in snow. And I was like, dude, I do not want to ride in this all day. And he's like, let's just go. You're going to regret not going. It's going to be chaos, and it's going to be miserable, and we're going to be cold, and et cetera, et cetera. But on the drive home, we're going to have a conversation about how much fun we had, even though it sucked. And he was right. We ended up going and riding all day. It was miserable. I was covered in snow. It was soaking wet. I was freezing cold. But the drive home was like, dude, that was wild when this happened. That was wild when that happened. And you would think that I would learn by now to just force myself, even if I'm looking for every excuse to get out of it, to just force myself to go work out, to go dirt bike riding. Well, I don't ride anymore, but to go ride, to go fishing, whatever it is, just force yourself, because you're gonna regret it if you don't. So it's my pro tip for the day is, if you're looking for an excuse to get out of something, just suck it up and go do it, because you probably won't regret it.